What do I like about myself the most? Well, in England, you're not taught to like yourself at all, not by your mother or your teachers or your friends. But I think the fact that I'm still here and I'm still smiling, I do love to look for the good in people. I really do love people. So that's something to like about oneself. I'm pretty lazy and slothful, and I like eating candy, and those are the bad sides. But on the good side, I'm very forgiving of other people, surprisingly. And I particularly love animals. And my relationship with my animals is my favorite thing. What do I like least about myself is I give up very easily. And I like to hang my hat on that saying, oh, well, it wasn't meant to be. If it was meant to be, it would have happened. And I
What kind of things have you given up?
well, when I look at things directly, I haven't really. I didn't give up on my struggle to get my green card to USA approved. I didn't give up on my business, even though there was COVID and then I was sick. I was thrown from a horse and I suffered a brain injury as well as a lot of other injuries. And it's caused me to find life more difficult now. I have more challenges and I have sleep challenges and energy challenges. I haven't actually given up, but I would love to please my mother by expecting more of myself and getting the damn job done. I tend to sit back a little bit now.
Who has been a positive influence in your life?
My father. I asked my grandmother when she was 100 and coming towards the end of her life, all the people she'd met, which included Queen Victoria, all the people that you've met, I said, who has been the most amazing and the best influence on you? Who's the most incredible person that you've ever met? And she answered me, your father, my dad, her son, the most amazing person she'd ever met. Oh, that's incredible. I would love to think that I could be that for anyone. They would look up to you like that, their own son. He was great. He was a great person. He had the greatest influence on me. He was the opposite of me. He played chess. He was a chess master, and he played snooker. Both games are strategic and skillful and involve concentration and determination and focus. And I think there have been a great many others, wonderful teachers, especially yoga teachers. Almost everybody. I'm a believer that everyone can have a good influence on you. Even if they're a bad, dreadful person who does dreadful things, you can learn something from that. You can learn how not to be as well as how to be. And so I think we're amazingly social creatures, humans. We create ourselves, we create our own society, we create our own rules in life. And it's impossible not to be affected by everyone around us. So it's very important who you surround yourself with. Back to the Toastmasters again. You find a group of people who want to improve themselves. You won't do better than that.
Why did you decide to move from UK to US?
Oh, why did I come to California? Because I used to come to California every January. I used to fly from London and come to San Francisco. They have fantastic conferences for wellness, yoga, and Pilates. And every time I would come here, I would be in Northern California, I would hire a car and I would come down the coast. And the coast of California is the most beautiful thing in the world. You drive down the coast road and the sun is going down in the sea behind you. You're driving a convertible.
So you decided to move to US eventually because of the scenery, beautiful.
The people
coast.
wouldn't let me leave. They kept on telling me, we live in paradise. You need to live here. You need to live. Everyone I met was just so great. And they all told me, you should come and live, you should come and live. And I kept explaining, well, you can't just move here. So it took many years of planning and deciding. I always thought that it would be wonderful to live where it's sunny. And we can drive where you want too here. That's not the case in London.
Yeah, I like the weather here too.
In London, I found I couldn't go anywhere anymore. I always was out and all over the town, seeing my friends and going to shows and, music and fashion. And I couldn't get around anymore. They've waged a war against the motorist in London. It's impossible to drive, to park. You're supposed to use public transportation, but it doesn't usually go where I would be going. Or it would be too late at night for me to be safely traveling around on a train or a bus after a late night music show or something. So I realized that I was staying home more and more. I couldn't even get to see my friends. I would phone them instead. And so I thought I could do this from another country. I might as well be in another city somewhere. I don't have to be here. So that's when I decided I would move. I only had one friend, a real friend at the time that I came here. And that's all you need. You need one friend who will tell you this is where the bank is and this is how you drive here and you can borrow my car.
Did you immediately come to San Diego after you moved?
Yes, I came to San Diego and I lived in Cardiff. And then I lived in Del Mar and I lived in Carmel Valley and I lived in Terracenta. I lived downtown. I lived near UCSD, UCSU. I moved around SDSU. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I lived high on a hilltop over there. There's a lot of crime in that area, but apparently they couldn't make it up the hill to rob people, so we were safe on top of a hill. And I've loved everywhere here that I've lived. Everywhere off the 5 freeway, it's kind of near to the ocean is where I've lived. And I'm only 4 miles from the ocean. Now we can actually see it from our front door. It's fantastic. Look at her. This is Anya. She's a Russian model. And then there's a lot more here. This is Anya with Mr. Snooky. And Micah. And this is a 13-year-old girl here. Kayla, beautiful. Lots of beautiful girls. Let's see. Now there's more of the boudoir-y ones as you come in here. This is May Powell. She's incredible. That's me. This is Brittany Wilkins, dressed as an angel. Olivia, Layla, Hedy from Germany. There's a lot of images here. You guys have to come and then you'll be on the wall next. There's me when I was young. This is Bella, and I've forgotten her name. She was the makeup artist. I just made her pose for a shot.
This is you?
That's me. I was young and skinny then.
Wow.
Jumping all over the place. In my mid-20s, actually. Do I have any books that have greatly influenced my life? Yes, tons. But you have to put this one first.
A Course in Miracles.
A Course in Miracles has influenced the most. And it's created a miracle network, a miracle magazine, and people all over the world looking at life differently. And Marianne Williamson, who taught me about this book, is running for president now. That would change our lives a lot if we had.
Fiction?
It's published by the Foundation for Inner Peace. It's basically like a Bible. It has lessons for living after the text, which was channeled as if from Jesus. So it's kind of religious.
Okay.
I can't explain it in one line, but A Course in Miracles is the most influential book. Not to say that I haven't been greatly influenced by this. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I watched it on TV when I was very small, and it's always stayed with me. This is Douglas Adams, partly responsible for the foundation of the internet. So that's influential.
Is it a novel?
That's a novel. And there are lots of them. It's on TV, it's a movie. Oh my God, you've got to see the movie with dolphins. It's really mind-blowing. And so is this. This is the third book from a trilogy by Piers Anthony. It's a science fiction book. This one is Ox, but the first one is Orn. And the second one is, God, I can't remember now. Omnivore. The first is Omnivore, the second is Orn, and then this is Ox.
Oh.
This is a trilogy of books, again, about how humans and the world and life run, and it has time travel in it. This is the kind of thing I like. This is one of many books about the well of souls, an idea that when you die, you come out through a computer and your soul is put into a new body, and that could be any kind of alien body, and it is saved. A little few people or beings of each type are saved on a planet which is divided into hexagons with many, many, many different environments. many different climates and environments all over the world. So you've got different people in different parts. The north is for people that aren't even carbon-based, and the south is for people that can live in our environment. So you go through the well and you come out as something else, and then you can live that way. A little bit more grounded. My favorite author, Adam Rutherford from England. He's an Indian Englishman. Human animal. He's written many books, and he is kind of like the David Attenborough of anthropology. He goes on TV and he's charismatic and interesting. He talks about anthropology. This is a very interesting book. And this is the one I'm reading now. This guy is awesome, Frans de Waal. You might have seen him on the Colbert Report. He's a really, really knowledgeable primatologist, and his book about bonobos here is what I'm learning about right now. Well, the best ones are probably in the bathroom. This is one of my favorites. It's so shiny you might not be able to see, but this is La Jolla Cove, and she's like crouching between the rocks. And this one I almost threw away because it really was shot at that angle. I didn't do that later. It was really at that angle until I realized how stunning she actually looks. And I like that it's crooked. This one's unusual because I used to do very shadowy work like this, black and white of Tommy. But this one with the light straight in front is kind of exciting and very bold. And then there's me, and a turtle I saw. Oh, the Cayman Islands. We didn't add them to the list of countries. That's 30. That's the Cayman. That's Grand Cayman. And this is Carmel Valley when I was living there.
If you could have a gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would you say and why?
I would say Marianne Williamson for president, because she's not an asshole. Because she knows what she's doing, because she understands the human condition, because she's not going to cheat and lie her way to the next step. I think people need to come together more. Billboards are
Democratic?
Yeah, democratic. Yeah. I don't know. You could just have something pretty like this. And then you'd have Marianne for president next to it, because it matters. And then at the bottom, Anjel Britt photography. That'd be my favorite billboard, I think.
In the last 5 years, what new belief, behavior, or habit has mostly improved your life?
New behavior or habit or belief. I think I have to go with belief. I don't think I've really changed my habit and behavior all that much. I was badly injured from being thrown off a horse and I had to rehabilitate, but I'm not better as a result. I'm just clawing my way back to normal. I think the belief that you should take every day as it comes is very helpful. And I think the belief that other people aren't better than you has helped me. Because I always used to think that other people were more important. That other people would tell you their opinion and I should listen to that because they probably know, because after all, they said so they must know. But now I've realized a lot of people talk through their hat a lot of the time. And a lot of people don't know what they're talking about. Or even if they do, their experience in their life and their situation is not the same as yours. So you don't have to listen to other people. You should listen to yourself more. I think I also believe a lot more in nature now. And especially if my animals don't like someone, I pay attention to that too. I've kind of started believing more in the subtleties of life. Yeah. Because I got to say, when I was photographing all these models, it was the clothing, it was the hair, it was the makeup and the jewelry that mattered, the pose. A lot of the time their faces could be fairly blank, just a pretty expression. But the subtleties of the expressions of people who've just been married, people looking at their newborn, you can't beat that. And so now I'm more attuned to the subtleties of someone's expression, someone who's got the job, someone who's achieved something, someone who's having a joyful moment, or anything real that you can photograph from somebody's face. I think that's really magical. I didn't used to believe in that. I used to say, oh, just look pretty and smile.
That's all my questions.
That's all your questions.
Any final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, keep checking this channel, because I'm sure Jin Liu's other guests will be a lot more interesting than I was, and he's a really amazing person with so much to offer. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else is happening on this channel. And don't forget to reach out to me sometime if you want to hear about Britain or yoga or primates or science fiction. I want to get your photograph taken. I'm Anjel Britt. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for asking me so many questions.